My husband, who had been on a solo overseas assignment for 3 years, returned home. However, the moment I opened the front door, my mind went blank. Behind Oliver stood an unfamiliar person, a blonde woman holding a baby. Who might you be? I tried to phrase it as delicately as possible, though I already had a hunch. Oliver's expression was surprisingly indifferent as he declared,
"This is my new family. If you don't like it, feel free to leave."
As expected, I thought. It was an odd way to put it, but I had mentally prepared for this outcome. I had even anticipated it. And now it was the stark reality. The blonde woman behind him continued to smile without saying a word. Still, I didn't need a polite introduction, it would only infuriate me further. The blonde hair isn't a natural shade of blonde, it's a glaringly bleached gold that practically screams. Moreover, the facial features don't resemble those of a typical Westerner. To put it plainly, this person looks unmistakably Asian.
Mom, I'm home.
Liam's unexpected words shattered the unbearable silence. Liam, what's going on? Why so early?
Oh, Liam, you've grown up a lot. How have you been?
Oliver showed surprisingly little remorse. Was Liam truly accepting this situation? Just then, Liam reassured me.
Mom, it's okay.
With that simple statement, my lingering feelings were finally resolved. Liam was right. I'd managed to get through everything so far. All right then. I'll leave. I replied. Dinner's ready, sorry for the wait. Oliver replied.
Oh, thanks.
We've been married for 13 years. Both my husband Oliver and I Cindy work full-time jobs, which means Liam, our son, often feels lonely. But being a dual-income household helps us manage things. Liam, come on in. It's beef stew tonight. I called out.
Sure, I'm coming.
Liam responded. Oliver and I met 15 years ago through a mutual friend. He's 3 years younger than me, and sometimes that youthfulness makes him seem both endearing and unreliable. But more than anything, I'm drawn to his occasional whims and youthful behavior.
Cindy, are you interested in sports?
Oliver asked. Not really, why? Despite my lack of interest, Oliver is a huge sports fan, and our go-to-date spots usually involve watching games. Seeing his happy expression at various venues made it worthwhile for me. We attended soccer, baseball, basketball, and all sorts of sporting events. After navigating this whirlwind relationship, we were blessed with our son, Liam, and eventually married. When Oliver found out we were having a boy, he practically jumped for joy.
I wonder what kind of kid he'll be. Definitely into soccer.
Oliver mused. Remember to respect our child's wishes. I reminded him.
Yeah, got it. It doesn't have to be soccer, after all.
Despite being left with most of the household chores despite both of us working, I didn't mind as long as he played with our child happily. And now, Liam, who has entered 5th grade, continues to grow healthily despite often feeling lonely due to my husband Oliver and me both working full-time. However, there's one reason our family isn't harmonious: Oliver's presence. Liam tends to be more of an indoor person. Rather than engaging in sports or physical activities, he prefers drawing and playing puzzles. Speaking of puzzles, he enjoys a variety of them, from jigsaw puzzles to number-based games like Minesweeper. Sudoku, in particular, caught his interest. Though I didn't quite understand the rules, Seeing Liam happily playing made my heart swell. Even though I didn't have strong feelings about it, Oliver strongly objected to this. The reason is clear: his own interests clashed with Liam's hobbies. Certainly, I understand the shock, considering how Oliver had eagerly anticipated this since Liam was in my womb. It would have been enough to lament, but Oliver went so far as to impose sports on Liam.
Liam, are you really not interested in sports? Let's play soccer outside together. Come on.
He even tried to drag Liam out forcefully. Hold on, Oliver. Cut it out. Given that, I couldn't overlook it, and when I intervened, Oliver snorted and stormed out of the house. Meanwhile, Liam wiped away tears. This exchange isn't something new. It's been ongoing since Liam started elementary school. I hugged Liam. It's okay. You should do what you enjoy. There's no need to force yourself to match Dad. Liam nodded. By the way, what happened to that puzzle we bought recently?
I finished it already.
Liam replied. I was quite surprised. The puzzle in question was a jigsaw puzzle that even an adult like me hesitated to tackle. To complete it in just a week was impressive. While I've always known Liam loved puzzles from a young age, I wondered if this might be some kind of talent. Still, the real issue remained Oliver. If things escalate further, it could become unmanageable. I need to find a solution before that happens. The more I think about it, the more my head hurts. I let out a deep sigh in front of my son. Since that day, Oliver's return home grew later, and the time spent together on weekends diminished. While this trend isn't generally positive, considering our current household situation, it's not all bad. On the flip side, Liam now has more time to pursue his interests freely. As I contemplate this, Liam flips over the completed jigsaw puzzle we bought recently and starts working on the reverse side. Whether he possesses innate talent or not, he genuinely enjoys activities that engage his mind. If Oliver were here, he'd likely offer some criticism. But that would be the least of my worries. The worst-case scenario involves forcing Liam to participate in activities he dislikes or unnecessary scolding. Initially, I tolerated Oliver's lack of help with household chores, hoping he'd eventually take care of our child. However, the current situation is far from ideal. It's heading in a worse direction. Personally, I find it increasingly difficult to accept.
I'm home.
At that moment, Oliver returned. It was Sunday evening, past 4 p.m. Welcome back, I replied. Our words had lost their warmth over time. His late return likely meant he'd been out watching sports somewhere. I couldn't help but wonder about his true feelings regarding our situation. So, I decided to ask directly. Hey, I have something to discuss. Liam, sensing the tension, retreated to his room. Though I whispered, it seems my attempt at privacy failed. Oliver, whether knowingly or not, responded with a stern expression.
What?
I cut to the chase. What do you think of Liam? Oliver's reply stunned me.
I don't really think about it. If he won't play sports despite my invitations, he can't be my child.
His audacity knew no bounds. And then, he added an unbelievable accusation.
Maybe he's someone else's kid.
I was beyond anger, just plain exasperated. While I should have denied baseless claims, I lacked the energy. At that moment, a vital thread snapped within me. The dining room fell into silence. Afterward, Oliver rarely contributed financially to the household. His money vanished into dining out and entertainment. While it was far from forgivable, his absence brought some emotional relief. But when I realized this, I couldn't help but cry, feeling utterly despondent. And then, one summer day after some time had passed,
I'll be working overseas.
I wondered how I should react. Should I be happy, surprised, sad, worried, or something else entirely? For how long? I asked.
At the shortest, 3 years.
He replied. The relief that surged within me was indescribable. I see. Take care. Lately, Oliver has been spending less time at home. But when he occasionally returns, it feels as if the entire house has become a vacuum, suffocating me. No matter where I am, I struggle to breathe, yet I can't even bring myself to retch. Considering this environment, his proposal to be away for an extended period is an unexpected offer, one that I could hardly have hoped for. Honestly, I don't care what he does or who he's with over there. Oliver added.
I leave next Sunday.
Understood. Our conversation ended there. As I pondered my lack of reaction, I realized I had no answer. And now, 3 years have passed since he went on a solo overseas assignment. Liam has graduated from elementary school and is now a second-year middle school student. He appears more mature than before. During these 3 Oliver-less years, we've enjoyed a peaceful existence. Perhaps it sounds exaggerated, but the relief of having fewer worries is immense. Our lives have become a bit tougher, juggling household chores and work, but it's fulfilling nonetheless. As for Liam, he still enjoys using his brain. He works on puzzles and devotes even more effort to his studies. His strong suit is mathematics. According to his homeroom teacher, he tackles challenging problems that surpass those of his peers. Hearing this, I felt both proud and convinced that my son indeed possesses talent. I tried to share this news with Oliver, but there was no response. On another note, respecting Liam's choices and allowing him to pursue his interests has proven to be the right decision. It brings me a sense of fulfillment and reassurance. Most importantly, Liam's smiles have multiplied, a reward in itself. And so it was. Without dwelling too much on the past, I should wrap up my break and get back to work. Over the past 3 years, the concept of remote work has become widespread due to the times we live in. My workplace is no exception, and I've had more opportunities to work from home. Considering commuting, household chores, and everything else, this arrangement is quite convenient. Just then, the doorbell rang. It was a weekday afternoon, so it could be a delivery, a salesperson, or perhaps something related to the neighborhood association. Liam wasn't due home for a little while longer. As I glanced at the monitor, I saw Oliver's face, a shade darker than I remembered. "Welcome back," Oliver replied.
Yeah, I'm home.
His expression didn't reveal much, but there was something about his demeanor that hinted at good spirits. Over the past 3 years, I've hoped that Oliver might have reconsidered his stance. But as I opened the door, my mind went blank. Behind Oliver stood an unfamiliar woman, a blonde with a baby in her arms. Who might you be?" I tried to phrase it delicately, though I already had a hunch. Oliver's expression was surprisingly indifferent as he declared.
This is my new family. If you don't like it, feel free to leave.
As expected, I thought. It was an odd way to put it, but I had mentally prepared for this outcome. And now it was the stark reality. The blonde woman behind him continued to smile without saying a word. Still, I didn't need a polite introduction, it would only infuriate me further. The blonde hair isn't a natural shade of blonde, It's a glaringly bleached gold that practically screams. Moreover, the facial features don't resemble those of a typical Westerner. To put it plainly, this person looks unmistakably Asian.
Mom, I'm home.
It was Liam who broke the unbearable silence. Liam, what's going on? Why so early? Oliver chimed in.
Oh, Liam. You've grown quite a bit. Are you doing well?
His lack of remorse was astonishing. I never expected him to have such thick skin.
Welcome back.
Liam replied, matching Oliver's indifferent attitude. No wonder.
Didn't I mention that I'd be coming home early because it's test season starting today?
Now that he mentioned it, he did say something like that earlier. Meanwhile, I wondered if Liam was coping with this situation. Just then, Liam reassured me.
Mom, it's okay.
With that simple statement, my lingering feelings were finally resolved. Liam was right. I'd managed to get through everything so far. All right then. I'll leave. And so, Liam and I quickly packed our belongings and left the house that day. Honestly, life would be tough. For the time being, we'll stay in an affordable business hotel and search for a monthly apartment or a rundown apartment for our next home. It wouldn't be easy, but for my son's sake, I'd do whatever it took. Yes, because I had Liam by my side. It's been almost a month since that day when I stormed out of the house. Now, we're living modestly in a reasonably clean, compact apartment. Oliver and I have already completed the divorce proceedings, including custody and child support arrangements. But somehow, Oliver has managed to find out something. He stands before me, looking slightly disheveled. I hadn't planned on this encounter, but I'm curious about his intentions. What do you want? I asked, feigning innocence.
Why didn't you tell me?
Oliver's eyes glare with resentment. Tell you what? I know exactly what he's referring to, but for now, I'll keep him guessing.
About Liam. Seems like he's gifted. Saw it on TV and online news.
As expected. Liam, with his love for puzzles and mathematics since childhood, has excelled academically in middle school. It all started during a parent-teacher conference.
Liam is an exceptional thinker. His abilities surpass mine. I can barely keep up. Does he have additional enrichment at home or attend tutoring?
No, not really. He's always loved numbers, puzzles, and complex things. He finds them somewhere and plays with them alone at home.
I see. What about friends? Honestly, I don't often see those kinds of interactions at school, so I'm a bit concerned.
Well, it's true. Liam mentioned that he doesn't really connect with classmates. As I mentioned earlier, he spends a lot of time playing with numbers rather than studying. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. Afterward, the teacher encouraged Liam to take a high school mock exam. The results revealed that he's in the top percentile intellectually. When we conducted an IQ test, he scored an impressive 132. Liam's interest lay in the ever-moving sequence of numbers, stock trading. Naturally, I was a complete novice when it came to stocks, so I felt apprehensive at first. But as Liam guided me through buying and selling stocks, profits quickly accumulated. From then on, he balanced his studies with a keen focus on stock market movements, as well as foreign exchange rates. Somehow, he caught the attention of the media, leading to TV interviews on the theme of exceptional child prodigies, unraveling the gifted. Given his relatively advanced age and the unique nature of his expertise in stock trading, the response was substantial. The topic was featured in the news and reported on the internet, creating quite a buzz. Even I found myself surrounded by other parents, discussing Liam. As for Liam himself, there's hardly anything left to say. However, how he truly feels about it is a different matter altogether. I was also concerned about Liam's friendships, but apparently, he doesn't have any strong opinions on the matter. This was about a year ago, which is why I had the confidence to leave with Liam. Oliver likely learned about this through those media outlets. Oliver probably learned about it through those media outlets. Although he should have found out during his business assignment through a phone call, he didn't even answer that call, let alone return any messages. It's a bit late to complain now, but I wonder what his explanation could be.
I've seen reports about making profits through investments. Why didn't you tell me?
As expected, he's fixated on that. I felt a wave of relief, my shoulders relaxing. I did inform you when I found out. You're the one who didn't answer. I continue, my frustration mounting. Always the same. You never listened. When Liam said he preferred puzzles at home over soccer, when I tried to discuss it, and now this situation, you ignored it all. Refused to engage. So what? Even if I told you now, what difference would it make? We're practically strangers. Sorry, but I have no intention of doing anything. Oliver stammers.
Wait. I was deceived.
Did he not hear my recent explanation? Why should I listen to someone who never bothered to listen? But if I don't listen now, won't I become just like him? Reluctantly, I brace myself to hear his side of the story. Not that it'll change anything, I'm merely indulging him. Oliver stumbled through his words, recounting the events of the past month.
After that, I live in that house, but she doesn't have money. We couldn't pay the rent right away. I was deceived by her words about having savings.
He continues.
When we discussed the money issue, she got angry. Then go work and earn it, she said. But I do work. The rent was something we could barely manage together. Now, I'm working non-stop, even through the nights.
And
during that time, she found another guy. I'm practically homeless, crashing at internet cafes.
I see. No wonder he looks disheveled. Oliver, who conveniently forgets his own actions, only has negative things to say about his affair partner. How can he even speak? And then? I prompt for the continuation, but I have absolutely no intention of complying.
I apologize. Please forgive me.
Now, where in that conversation was there a moment when I had to forgive anything? Before considering forgiveness, I have absolutely no connection to this situation. What am I supposed to forgive after hearing that story? Is that all you want to say? You're becoming a nuisance to the neighborhood, so maybe it's time for you to leave.
Wait.
His persistence and past selfishness overlap. Ironically, the very qualities I once admired in the man I fell for are now being seen in this way. Nothing has changed about him. Whether when we first met, years ago, or now, and likely in the future, he remains self-centered. I've heard enough, so I forcefully close the door. As I do, Liam silently appears from the living room and addresses the man who was once his father.
Unfortunately, I can't defend you. I'm disappointed in you. There's nothing we can give you. Mom has always been my cherished family, protecting me. But you're different. You're not here. And it's because of your own actions.
Oliver, seemingly broken by those words, stands there, sobbing. I glance at him and close the door. Despite my exasperation, there's no room for sympathy. Since that incident, a few more weeks have passed. Liam remains utterly obsessed with the ever-moving stream of numbers. Naturally, he can't directly buy stocks, so I've been doing it on his behalf. But lately, the amounts involved have grown beyond mere pocket money. Sometimes, the profits from selling are staggering. As I work from home, Liam engrossed in his trading, the intercom buzzes again. Not again. Oliver has been visiting our home frequently since then. Most likely, today's visit isn't about persuasion, it's quite literally a plea. He's becoming insistent. If he intends to continue, I'll have to address this more seriously. As much as I'd prefer to ignore him, I reluctantly head to the front door. Can't you give it a rest? Oliver stammers.
I was wrong. Please forgive me.
Apparently, he still doesn't grasp what truly irks me. So I asked him directly. Do you even understand why I won't engage with you properly? Oliver replied.
I get it. It's because I went bankrupt chasing other women, right?
I couldn't believe it. A heavy sigh escaped me, independent of my will. You really don't understand. I continued. That's irrelevant. As I've said before, that has nothing to do with me. I sighed again, emphasizing my point. What I can't forgive is how you abandoned Liam just because he didn't conform to your expectations. Children aren't possessions. To discard him so easily based on your whims is beyond selfish. Oliver sank to his knees upon hearing this. And now, when you're desperate for money, you suddenly turn to our son's stock trading skills? Are you kidding me? Also, if you plan to keep showing up here, be warned, I'll call the police next time. With that, I closed the door. It was a scene I'd lost count of. I did offer advice. With that, it's unlikely that he'll casually approach anymore. Whatever life he chooses from now on, it's a story that no longer concerns me. Rumors have it that Oliver is scraping by in a rundown apartment, visiting friends one after another. The reason is undoubtedly financial, though perhaps desperate is a more accurate term, given his personality. Since I warned him about involving the police, he's stopped coming here, but it seems he's up to the same antics elsewhere. He's likely playing the victim, conveniently forgetting his own actions. It's beyond frustrating, and just thinking about it makes my head spin. Amidst this, I notice Liam intently staring at the monitor. He's fully immersed in stock trading. Clearly, he finds it incredibly enjoyable. Being able to witness this firsthand brings me immense happiness. Then, without looking away from the computer, Liam murmurs,
Mom, someday I want to make things easier for you. I want to buy you a house as a way of giving back. If things go well, it's definitely possible.
What are you talking about? I've managed to work and support us because of you. You've already made life easier for me. In fact, Liam's talent is what allows us to get by with just one income. However, most of the profits from stock trading are being saved for his future. If we truly intend to buy a house, I can't leave it all up to Liam. With renewed determination, I say, all right, let's work hard together to build our house.
How did you find this story? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.